Hey up YouTube, lots to do down on the plot today. Not sure if it's going to be multiple videos. Where am I going with this? Oh, where am I going with this? Put it there. Or whether it's just going to be one long one. But I've lots to do. The plot's a bit behind where I want it to be. Along with the projects are majorly behind where I want them to be. I've got a few things I want to show you. In fact, it is going to be multiple videos. But today, or today's video, is primarily going to be a bit of cleaning, tidying, a little bit of planting. And then we'll do some in-depth on some of the planting in a separate video. Yeah, I'm going to do it that way. So I'll see you in a sec. So in between sort of planting and weeding, I've got lots of weeding to do today. But in between sort of planting and weeding, because as a lot of you know, I'm not very well, I will have to have breaks. So in between planting and weeding, I'll be doing some painting. So I'm just sweeping off because we started painting this, oh, what will it be now, about 2 weeks ago, about a week ago. And then it was a day much like today, warm but not too warm, and bless her Tony, she was painting away, and then all of a sudden, hailstorm. No word of a lie. It went from glorious sun to hail in the blink of an eye. So I just need to go over this wood, give it a sweep down, see what still needs painting and what doesn't, and then get some more done, get another coat of paint on, which means we've lost. So I'm having to use this quite expensive paint because I want it to last. So yeah, you don't really want to see me doing all this, so you know what, I'll time-lapse a little bit of it and then we'll get down to the planting. Right, it's time to correct a mistake. I've already put in one row of potatoes down here. Apologies, I know you can't see me, I'm just sorting the tools out I'm going to be using. Yeah, I put them in and then realised I'd actually put the wrong ones in. So instead of having one extra row of potatoes, I'm going to have two, which means I'm going to miss out on a bit of space, but it's not as if they won't get eaten. So, I hate working on freshly rotivated soil. Give me a minute, guys, I'll be right back. I'm just going to get some timbers to walk on. I have to borrow some off another plot. It's always a shame to walk on freshly rotivated soil. So, where possible, especially when you're a big fella like me, spread your load a little, put a timber down. Won't stop it completely, but it'll help. So, I'm using a Wolf garden, I don't know, ridging tool, as you've seen me actually already use in a time lapse from the from the wrong potatoes that I planted, and this is just creating a really nice little ridge. Now, it's my understanding that a mistake I quite often make when it comes to my potatoes, come on out the way you, is going too deep. I normally go a good 1 or 2 spade depths, so I'm not doing that this year. I'm going sort of this and a bit deep, and then I'll use the surrounding soil to mound it up a bit. What are you doing, chickens? They're wrecking shed. Not that it takes much doing. Sorry. Right in the face there. Didn't I, girl? You alright? And one of the reasons I'm using the ridger as opposed to digging a trench is, one, I spent the best part of 2 hours rotivating this soil to get it a nice fine tilth. Get at me trench, you. Do you know? But the other thing is, I find that this ridger actually stirs the soil up quite nicely. Come on, out. Thusly, all the alpaca manure that has been sat on top all winter, because I didn't manage to get down to stir it in, is getting stirred in. You'll notice, if I'm not already in camera shot, I'm just dropping them in about a foot apart. I'm not plonking them in a particular way up. They're literally just getting dropped in. I think sometimes there's far too much fuss. You know, when it comes to chitting and growing potatoes, sometimes there's just too much fuss made. So then I'll cover them over. And for that, I'll just use a rake. And all I'm going to do is just rake back enough soil to cover. They're a little bit late in the ground. Another reason I've not gone too deep. Mark me row. Job's a good one. Potatoes planted. There's no need for all the faff when it comes to potatoes. There really isn't. That's it, guys. Potatoes planted. Like I say, if you subscribe, what you'll see me do then as the year goes on is I'll take from between the rows, I'll take the soil out and put that on top. And when people say, plant potatoes, it breaks your soil up. It's not the potatoes that break your soil up. It's you doing all this that breaks the soil up. So just bear that in mind. Next time somebody says that to you after you've spent ages digging in your potatoes, give them a slap, because they're wrong. So next job, what we've got over here is a lot of very hungry chickens coming towards all the seedlings I've just brought out. This is going to be a bit of a juggling act. Go away. I'll put you back in your pen if I have to, and I don't want to. So you leave my seedlings alone, you. I mean it. You'll end up being dinner. Go on, shove off. Right, what she's doing actually is demonstrating for me the reason for these hoops. These hoops are going to have scaffold net put over them. And it's for this reason, it's for birds. You know, you may be cabbage white free, you may be bug free, but the birds and the pigeons will devour your brassica seedlings in seconds. And what we're going to do is we're just going to plant a couple of each of these in this bit of space here. This structure is for my beans, which I've just been and had a look at, and they've cooked in the polytunnel, so I might have to re-sow some of those. But what we'll do is we'll put some of these brassicas in this soil here. Now I did give this soil a right good digging out the other day, and it's already rock solid again. So we'll put a primo cabbage in. In fact, there's two in there. Yeah, you can have one. So put a primo cabbage in. Don't forget, when it comes to brassicas, really firm them in. They like it hard around the roots. And then we're going to put in a red cabbage. There's the trough that I did. I knew there was a soft bit somewhere. I'll grab one of the reds, the red flares. Once again, really firm them in. Then we're going to put a cauliflower in. If I can find one, where are you? And a Brussels sprout. In fact, we might get some turnips on the end here as well. Then we're going to get some corn to distract the chickens and hope that they don't destroy these seedlings before I get back. I'll grab my keys, grab some netting. Hey dear, right, attempt number 2. This time, I'm going to have the netting ready first. I should have known, it's my own fault. Can't blame the chickens for being chickens, can I? Okay, camera keeps cutting out because it's overheating. Gonna have to get that sorted before summer fully arrives. So we're gonna have to replant this. But all I've done is get some of my scaffold netting, drape it over, cinch the ends together with some cable ties, and there you go, a quick and dirty net cover for your seedlings. Speaking of, let's get some more and get this replanted. I shan't bore you with all that again. I shall just get on and do it. So I'll see you on the next job. See you in a sec. Next job for planting out for me. You can see actually sort of all the strings and things. I did actually plant out my tomatoes. Now it was a sort of do or die scenario because I was damned if I do and damned if I don't. Basically they were getting pot bound and they were really struggling, so thought I'll plant them out. If they survive, they survive. If they don't, it's still not too late to sow some more. And lo and behold, they almost all died. A couple are coming back, but I have got some more sown and it's not worth losing any sleep over. What I am doing, however, is something that I did the other year, which I bordered my entire bed with onions. Now this year I'm bordering it with the red barren onion seeds that I've grown from seed. And all I'll do is I'll go around the edge and I'll tease a red onion, and I'll do it quite sparingly. I don't use lots of red onions really, but I'll do it quite sparingly, a fair bit of space in between, all around the edge of the bed, up both sides. Obviously not in that one at the moment because there's no room, but if I go up both sides on the edge, there's plenty of space. So we'll tease them out and we'll plant them in. No real knack to this, guys, just tease them out of the compost. You should find that sort of onion roots are pretty tough really. They can take a bit of stick. I am going to grab a fork though, just to make it a bit easier with my ham-fisted hands. Help me tease them out. A regular everyday fork. You'll find once you've actually broken the soil up a little bit that it's quite easy. They're not going to be your biggest fans after you've transplanted them. Give them plenty of water, they'll be fine. But yeah, I'll get this done and I'll come back to you. So I'll set a time lapse going. So there's no real knack to this, guys. You don't need close-ups or anything like that. I'll crack on. Okay guys, well, I've put a 6-hour shift in. I've got all my painting done. They've had a good run out. What have I done? So I've done the painting. I got most of the broad beans weeded, I just couldn't stay knelt down. You may have noticed actually in the time lapse, I put a fork in the ground. Pro tip, if like me you struggle getting up and down, you've got a bad back or bad knees, which I have both, put a fork in the ground as a point at which you can get up and down. It really does help. We've put some red onions in, which I'm just going to water before I go home, along with the brassicas that we've put in twice because of the chickens, and we've net closhed them. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to show you actually. I'll take you down there. I just wanted to quickly talk about... Let's talk about it when I get down there, right? Right, just dead quick. I just wanted to quickly talk about this, the bean frame. All it is some 7-foot canes pushed into the ground, nothing fancy, and then tie wrapped to a cane that's running between the U-joint on the top. I'll just point you up a bit there. So they're crossing, and then I've sat a cane down in between, and then I've tie wrapped it in. I would have normally used wire or twine, but I don't have any. Tie wraps is what I've got, tie wraps is what I've used. And then what I'll do with these bean canes is down at the bottom here, I'll plant one bean plant and just a bean seed. Climbing beans, obviously, which should give me a prolonged harvest. But that's the plan for here. And I just thought, a lot of people sort of do this sort of thing. The TPs, which down there is my peas. They're just fleeced to protect them from a bit of frost and the chickens mainly. But put a bean plant in at the bottom, as well as a bean seed, and it should give me 2 harvests, quite a long season. I don't know, we'll see. It's a bit of an experiment. But I just wanted to like quickly show you what I've done here. So that's going to be it from me today, guys. That's the potatoes. We put the potatoes in, didn't we? Put the potatoes in, we did a bit of weeding. Did a bit of weeding in the polytunnel. Put the red onions in, put some brassica in. What else have we done? Oh, and we've got all the painting done that I needed to get done for the new chicken run. So it's been quite a productive 6 hours. But my back, my knees, the heat as well is telling me it's time for me to go home. So for now, I'll see you later.